Hello, friends, and welcome back to Bay Area Housewife of True Crime, where I like to tell the stories of the real cucuys and lloronas of the world. We are at part 2 of the Dorothy Vaillancourt case. As a reminder, topics may be triggering. Viewer and listener discretion is very strongly advised. The people mentioned are innocent until proven guilty in court. With all that being said, grab your hot Cheetos and let's dive back in. In November of 1965, Dorothy and her second husband, Hess, who was a German Nazi sergeant and abusive, lost their home. On December 18th of 1966, a 15-year-old boy shooting his air rifle by the Tiburon shore where and when he came across a dead body. It was a woman. She was wearing a red cotton dress, a tan raincoat, and a white slip. The medical examiner ascertained that the level of decomposition showed that she had been dead for about 2 months. The cause of death was undetermined. The identity of the woman remained unknown for nearly 3 decades. Not 3 decades, I apologize, I'm terrible at math. Way more than 3 decades, almost 6, as it would take 58 years to find the truth. Authorities unleashed a statewide search for the lady in the red dress. The newspaper ran her story and with hopes that someone might recognize her. Rumors spread that she might have been a woman spotted in a nearby hotel who had ran away from the psych ward. 3 days after she was found, a firefighter called the sheriff's station and told them that he had met the woman in the red dress 3 months ago at the Trestle Glen fire station located just 2 miles from where she was found. The firefighter explained that she came to the fire station and said that she had no money for a taxi and asked if she could sleep at the fire station. The firefighter said no, and then she asked to borrow his car, which rightfully, again, the firefighter again said no. The lady left the station and he saw her head down Tiburon Boulevard. The Vaillancourt kids' calls to their mom went unanswered for years. To them, she was missing for all of these years. Not only would Penelope get off the bus to follow women who resembled her mom on the streets, but she also went to the Australian embassy and asked if they knew where she was. She did a double take when she heard anyone speaking in an Australian accent. The Vaillancourt's incorrigibles searched hospitals, cemeteries, reached out to police, and even the FBI. As time went on, the Vaillancourts turned adults concluded that her mom probably went off somewhere they were not privy to with her Nazi husband Hess. Penelope spent the 70s and 80s as an active member of the creative Castro, reading her poetry, attending the Castro Street Fair, all while still looking for her missing mom. Penelope became a teacher and eventually moved to Vacaville with her husband. The Marin County Jane Doe of 1966 DNA profile was added to NamUs, and in 2022, her DNA was sent to forensic testing. When Penelope retired, she started looking into her ancestry and decided to purchase an ancestry kit to see where her family roots were from. When she came across the box that asked if she'd like to share her DNA, she said yes without thinking much of it. On December 18th of 2024, a few months after getting her DNA results, she got a call from the Marin County Sheriff's Office saying that her DNA matched the 1966 Jane Doe of Marin County. In a wild twist of fate, it was also December 18th of 1959 when Susan Corley dragged herself up to the Vaillancourt's front step. And on December 18th of 1966, Dorothy Vaillancourt's lifeless body was found. And although the DNA test kit solved a 58-year-old mystery, the fact that Dorothy died a horrible, lonely death was also a hard pill for the Vaillancourt family to swallow. Like, they finally found out what happened to their mom, but also they found out what happened to their mom. Dorothy Jean Williams was born on August 24th of 1917. Although her lifeless body was found on December 18th of 1966, her tombstone states that her end of life as September of 1966. The medical examiner was unable to determine a cause of death, but however, Dorothy had no broken bones. She was wearing a West clock watch, and her shoes were found placed next to her remains. Some believe Herman may have killed her, while others wonder why the firefighter came forward just to say that he turned her away. There was a Herman Hess who passed away in Colma in 1985, and I think that the craziest thing about this story is that a woman who saved a stranger's life was never returned the favor. And also, this is why I encourage everyone to get a DNA test done, because you never know who you might help, and you never know what you might find. We've reached the end of today's episode over at Bay Area Housewife of True Crime. Thank you so much for coming down the rabbit hole where I currently live. Stay tuned for the next episode on the next case. Make sure to follow me on socials. My personal IG is at bayarea.housewife. The podcast's IG is at bayareahw. Me on Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube at Bay Area Housewife of True Crime. If you like my content, do me a solid and rate my show wherever you listen. As always, I accept and respect your opinions. I welcome all comments, questions, case suggestions, etc. Call me, beat me at yayareahousewife@gmail.com. And yes, that's yay area with the Y, like E40 said. I'll see you chismosas y chismosos in the next. Don't forget your hot Cheetos, and adios.